Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Kiltan Welcome to Sunless Sea. Welcome to the Undersea. We are about to commence the journey of my very first captain in this game. I have been convinced to give this game a try after receiving recommendation upon recommendation for this game in the last couple of days alone, several times. And I feel this is a pretty good game for a number of incarnations of various captains to make a series instead of just having one character to pursue the entire thing. So it'll be somewhat about failure as well, but mostly about the story, because this game, from what I've seen, has an amazing story density, and we'll just check it out together. I'll make my first captain, make my first game, and we'll see how it goes. If your enemy's illuminated... Okay, right, that went a little fast. Captain's making. 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile below the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Undersea. Choose a past wreathed in shadows, decide later. We're gonna choose a past. I do appreciate the fact that this game is based on fallen London, which, you know, should be, I guess, common knowledge at this point if you ever have run into this game before. I have a fallen London account. I have not necessarily dwelled too much on it, but I was already curious just by the writing of the game alone, how this game would be, since essentially this has gameplay that would probably be more appealing to my taste than Fallen London, which is basically just a giant text adventure with some, with a basically website interface. Captain's making. 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, we already had that. Decide who you were. You now lodge in a room above the blind helmsman. Continue. Now you're a captain, now you belong to the Undersea, but who were you before? A street urchin, a poet, a veteran of the campaign of 68, an ordained priest, a natural philosopher. Well... I think we're gonna go with a natural philosopher to start. Wow, is that us? No, that's probably one of our officers. And a comatose ferret as a mascot. Your acquaintance, the plausible surgeon, will serve as a ship's doctor until you find someone better. Talk to him to find out why he went to sea. You've gained 25 mirrors. New total 50. I've gained 20 echo. Okay. You were a natural philosopher, now you're a sea captain. Your a stranger quality has gone. Welcome to the world. Okay. What does winning mean to you? My father's bones. My father's lost at sea, and you never knew him, but find him and bury him. Gather 100 tales, learn all you can, write a masterpiece. Yeah. You know how it is to be poor, now we want to amass wealth and a private kingdom. Establish a colony where you are absolute ruler. Okay. Let's go with this one. You know, fits the background. An occurrence. Your objective ambition quality is now become London's most venerated explorer. Well, bit of a tall order, but, you know, we'll manage. Fits the spirit of the times. Captain, an irregularity with the Harbour Master's office. They wish to know what term of address do you prefer ashore. Madam, sir, citizen, my lord, my lady, captain. Well, we're gonna go with... Sir. More sea captains choose this than you might expect. So it is. A last piece of advice. Explore. Take chances. This captain will probably die. The sea is hungry, but each captain passes on lessons to the next. I fully expect to die. And I also fully expect to die fairly quickly. Oh, God. Yeah, that looks workable. Choose your name. He looks a bit like a Leon Trotsky kind of character. We're gonna go with, I don't know, Rutherford. His name is going to be Rutherford. Fallen London, deep, dark, and marvelous. All voyage starts here, and this is where successful voyages end. Advice for captains? The much lamented M. The much lamented M. de Meaux found a watery grave long ago. Probably your end will be no better, but if you read this book of invaluable advice, your chances will improve. Well, this I will probably check out after my first captain passed on. Or rather after, if we survive the first episode after the first downtime in recording. So we shall catch up with correspondence. And we'll read the paper. The Spiteful Trumpeter. News from abroad. The Khanate is threatening war. They always are. London's colonies on the Carnelian coast want independence. They always do. The Undersea, the paper's report, has undergone another alteration. Not yet, it hasn't. You'd know. Oh ho! A promotional coupon from Mrs. Plenty's Provisioners for a half cask of salt herring. You could use that. You've gained 1 supplies, new total 6. You now have 1 of this. Recent news. Okay. Purchase an elegant townhouse. Consider retirement. Back to the rest of the city. We could click the London card on the right. I am struck blind. Continue. In any case. So is actually, a phrase that people use. Visit the Admiralty's survey office. They pay for information from sea captains. Find out what and how. We will. We will. The Admiralty's picket fleets and intelligence networks are long gone. The survey office pays the captains a small sum for recent information. Visit investigate ports to gain port reports and trade them in here. The first time you trade in a port report, you'll gain Admiralty's favor. Ask if there's anything particular they need. Speak to our agents there and return. Wait. There? What? This port. Visit the port below and return to London. Retrieve strategic information from the Iron and Misery Company funging station somewhere not far from home waters. Okay, so it's a bit maybe randomly generated and it's a bit like mentioned below. Alright. Do you have an appointment? No? Leave the Admiralty? Speak to a higher authority? Once you've proven yourself, perhaps. Well, worth a try. Cruise... hire more crew. Sensible sailors are looking for a safe run to the tomb colonies, or at least a sane run to the southern archipelago. You'll need to buy drinks, spread around hiring fees, look for daredevils. Not quite yet. I don't think we're gonna... I've heard of tomb colonists. I think the sort of people don't really die in this scenario. They just sort of become semi-mummified husks until they eventually wither to almost nothing, and then whatever happens, happens. Right. Hire more crew, I guess. We've gained 3 new crew. Total 11. That's a bit more than I thought we could actually take on, since we had 8. Oh well. You succeeded in a HOTS challenge. The higher the quality, the higher the chance of success. Alright. I guess we cannot take on more officers yet, or... How does that work? Left click and drag to assign officers, or right click to speak to them. Assigned officers give ability bonuses. Alright. So we can speak to him. Hello, my dear, my dear. Sit down carefully. Just let me tidy away these implements. We don't want any carelessness, do we? Increase your pages. Oh ho ho, we'd like to talk about secrets. Would we? Secrets are my very favorite. Spending a secret will improve your pages. Ah, okay, so he can train us as well. Ask after his desires and ambitions. Like, I happen to know a secret is sort of like a skill point from, I think, randomly happening on a video Splattercat did on this ages ago. when it still had a different combat system as well. I read up on this game a little bit, and it seems they overhauled the combat system most of all, so I'm very curious how that turned out. I haven't really seen it yet. Ask after his desires and ambition. He traveled much, seen all manner of wound and malady, but is there anything left for him to discover? Any place he wishes to go? The Chalanet, you know it? They collect corpses. He shifts in his seat. Vast, noble, complicated corpses. What I could learn, what I could see. My dearest captain, if we ever find ourselves in the Chalanet, I do hope you might see fit to release me from our arrangement. Far east of the Undersea, so... Do we have a map? I don't think we can access it, but we probably have it. Here you can buy fuel supplies, ship equipment, and trade goods. So, what? We can work... We can buy golem or something? We can... Okay. Ah, okay. So this is... Huh. No? Oh well, I'll have to investigate the UI after I've got my first bit of playing out of the way. How do we actually get some fuel, and how much do we have? We have 6 supplies and 10 fuel barrels. I just want to sort of set out to sea to get an idea of how much this fuel consumption is and how much we need to actually stack up before we have to return to port and everything. So this is going to be more of an exploratory run of the ship before we even manage to explore anything. Right, use WASD. Right, okay. This I can do. I really, really love this graphic style overall. Okay, so when this reaches this point, I guess we'll consume a ration or something? I'm not sure. I think so. I guess if we go slower, we consume less fuel, but we will consume more rations, so that's probably not a good idea. Let's see, how big is this place? Oh god. Well, Far East sounds like a bit of a tall order then, dear doctor. After a short time at sea, a lamp icon will appear above the logbook. This means an opportunity awaits. Oh wow, what are you? I sort of had to click that away. Because I didn't want to run afoul of Mr. Crab down there. Ah, okay, so we fed the crew. Right. Okay, is there a way? Okay, spacebar pauses it. When you see green running lights on the ship, you're in the dark and your crew's terror will increase. Watch the pips on a terror indicator. Oh dear. The sea is wide and dark, terror is increasing. You receive fragments when you discover new places. Acquire enough of them and you'll gain a secret. You can use secrets to improve your captain's skills. Or for some key stories. Wow. Okay. So we've discovered Hunter's Keep. Let's see whether there's actually somewhere we can stop. Because I think that's how that works. And we've just consumed another unit of fuel, but this seems to go at a fairly okay pace for how we're loaded. Low Barnet, okay. How does one... Ah, okay, this seems to... Yeah, the Circus of Light is a port. Go there for stories. That we shall. Because I'm rather curious who lives here. In Hunter's Keep. Wait, no. Click the dock button. Oh, okay. Oh. Yeah. That took longer than it should have. Hunter's Keep, a hump of dark rocks swathed in mist like 100 other under-sea islands. But here's a grand house, windows aglow, lawns impossibly green and lush in the fall starlight. Raked gravel paths. You stand on the dock as the sea nudges the ship's sides. An unexpectedly warm breeze carries the faintest trace of lavender. Walk in the gardens. Take a couple of burly sailors with you, just in case. But the gardens are tranquil as moonlight. Reconnoiter the island. Yeah, well... very modest challenge. We will reconnoiter the island. Plunging cliffs, soft green lawns, a well tucked away in a fold of the ground. Anything else? The sea silence. Ships rarely come here, nothing changes, even the weather. The house is the heart of the isle, the house and the sisters, but the Admiralty may be happy to know that nothing's changed, at least. The sisters, okay. You now have one of this. A port report. Ah! Good. Can we actually spy on the house? This place may not be as simple as it seems. 3 sisters. You peer through a half-open French window into a grand parlor, grand in size, if a little reduced in style by dust and neglect. A dark-haired, pale-skinned young woman bends earnestly over a piano keyboard. Another, fair-haired but unmistakably her sister, sprawls on the sofa with a book. A third sits at the fireplace, staring sorrowfully into the embers. A log pops and the woman by the fire gives a violent start. You cannot restrain a start of your own, and her eyes meet yours through the glass. She claps her hand to her mouth in shock. There's nothing to do but step apologetically into the room. A visitor, the pianist, the youngest, cries. The next youngest chuckles. The eldest, who you frighten, sighs. Excuse us, she says. Visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I am Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe. The cheerful one is Lucy. You're in good time for lunch. Will you join us? You are acquainted with the Sisters of Hunter's Keep. Vales 25 failed in a challenge. Try again. You may have better luck. Well, trying again seems a bit pointless at this point. News. Even when the sisters aren't feeling sociable, they can be tempted out of their lair by the smell of news. Oh, okay, so we can have lunch with one of them now, and then we can use the news to have lunch with another one, I suppose. Interesting. We have lunch with the unpredictable one, I guess. Do we? Yeah, okay. Apologies. I think so. Phoebe is soft-voiced, watchful, unpredictable. Here's a story. Phoebe has a story to tell. Of 2 lovers parted by water, of a raven that carried messages, of a fragment of the moon. She beats time on the table as she speaks, as if to a song only she can hear. The effect is hypnotic. Your attention drifts out through the skylight of the dining room to the false stars glittering in the roof of the cavern. You drift like a puffball spore. The undersea shimmers below. Islands lie like mineral specimens on black velvet. Ships bob like wood chips between the islands. Vast spined things pulse in the depths. There is a scent like the scent before a storm. The storm came, says Phoebe quietly. Everything changed. Somewhere in there you finished the last course. The scowling maid reluctantly serves cheese and Bath Oliver biscuits. This is fantastically British in many ways. You've lost 1 terror, okay. You've lost 45 hunger. An occurrence. You're the god of the sea. Storm's attention quality is now... exclamation mark? Okay. Is that a category? Fragment remains unchanged at 200. You now have 1 memory of distant shores. So all the currency is sort of measured in stories or news or something. This is fantastic. This is really fantastic. Right. They are not receiving visitors now anymore. The mate makes it clear through a series of unwelcoming growls that Phoebe, Lucy and Cynthia are all three indisposed. No lunch today, apparently. Okay. Well, that was our first encounter with strangeness, I guess. Now let us strike out some more into the sea. Maybe we can... what does this do, actually? It sends out an actual bat, apparently. Seabed report. Click to mark... Venderbite is a long way to the north. Okay. Oh, so this gives them an idea of where other places can be discovered. Discovered Prickfinger Wastes. Alright. So we are making some progress on our discoveries here, and also on our character. I guess if we stick to the shores, we should also not get that much terror. A breath of change passes, okay. Carissa's Point. Wow, this is... I'm already very intrigued by this game. It's more than promising. Your prow lights can be turned on or off. Leaving it on reduces the rate at which you gain terror, but makes you more visible to enemies. Well, I'd rather reduce the rate at which I gain terror at the moment. It doesn't seem like we can land just about everywhere, though. Oh, there we can land. Venderbite. Oh, okay, long way to the north. Wasn't that long, apparently. Let's maybe make that a stop-off point, and after that I will take a break and try to reduce my incompetence. Oh, you've encountered an opponent. Have we? Are they hostile? No. The red arc shows the range of your deck gun. Keep the enemy in range while your crew works out a firing solution. This will happen faster if you keep the enemy in your prow light. The deck gun will be highlighted as your crew makes progress towards a firing solution. Okay. Okay. The bats are attacking. How do we actually defend ourselves? How do I fire? Ah, like that. Ooh. We're taking some damage, and I'm not handling this optimally. Congratulations. Oh wow, a bat swarm defeated. Little leathery corpses lie scattered across your deck. The rest of the swarm vanishes into the neathly dark. Gather up the corpses. They're succulent with stolen blood into the pot. This will slightly reduce terror. I don't think we need to do this, so maybe we can... Oh, we gain terror. That may not have been spectacularly smart. Wow, this is brilliant. This is just brilliant. I know I'm rather late to the party with this game, and whoever's watching this probably knows a lot more about this, so I hope you at least enjoy my blunders and my initial, you know, stepping into the traps this game lays out for you. I'm loving it right now. Okay, tomb colonies. Few die in fallen London. They come here and say, oh, this is a tomb colony. Should have picked that guy up then. On deck, you can hear the sound that 1,000 bandaged dead make as they shuffle and cough. It's something like the world's most restless concert audience, or the world's most plague-ridden cathedral. A dusty glass of wine. It's locked. Explore Venderbite. Here they favor candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculptures until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. Well, we will explore it. An uneventful afternoon. You wander the echoing streets alone. From time to time, the sensation of being watched comes upon you, but each time when you halt, you hear no other's footsteps. Nothing eventful, only eerie, but when you return to the quayside, someone left an odd, bulky box for you. There is no bill of lading, but the name of your ship is attached to a tag. You've gained 1 terror. That's all for now. You now have 1 soothe and copper longbox. What's that? Is it here? Soothe and copper longbox. On first sight, it looks like a tomb colonist coffin. On closer examination, it carries stenciling reading Soothe and copper and a hand-written tag delivered to Depot A, Station 3. Alright, now we have to find Station 3 and to fulfill this implicit contract that we don't really know what what it's good for. So we have a port report, we have secret, we have memory of distant shores. We already have quite a selection here. Visit the first curator, Sea Captains. The first curator gives audience. The first curator is responsible for the preservation of the tomb colonies. It has been here much longer than London. Oh, really? Okay, so this underworld, well, of course it existed before London fell down, but it also was populated, apparently. Interesting. It has been here much longer than London, like all the oldest tomb colonists, but even London tomb colonists dissolve in the end. Its time is close. Uh-huh. No more light, the obsequious steward cautions you. The curator is terribly afraid of moths. He opens the door and you step into near darkness. A pair of luminous lamplighter bees buzz in a latticed ivory tube. The writing is spectacular. Really, really good. There is no other source of light. A bandaged shape no larger than a child lies crumpled on a couch. It lifts its head with obvious effort. It takes several seconds for you to distinguish its voice from the soft buzz of the bees. Listen to a whispered request. Sea Captain, Silkskin. Silkskin? We like relatives of the Fallout ghouls. Not much left of me. I will go into the Grand Sanatorium. I guess that's where they go. Or is that sort of the afterlife? Bring me colors. 7 colors. Pay well. Bring colors. Okay. Cosmogon, Erigo, Pelican, Steward has list. Find them here and there across the wide Black Sea. So we pick up sort of a physical representation of colors or something? Is this in a journal? No, we can't probably not do that yet. Wait, did we not accept that? Oh, okay. Accept the commission. That's how it works. No more words. Thank you. This poor flesh thirsts for colors. It collapses, rustling back on the couch. Even the effort of speaking seems to have diminished it a little. The audience is over. As the door opens, it shrinks from the finger of light that reaches across the floor. Outside, the obsequious steward nods. The book? Yes, the book. He hands you a slim illustrated volume. The curator is old as dust. We will be grateful if you do this one last favor. It's interesting that it's referred to as an it as well. You now have one of this, a page from the Neathbow Peregrine. Okay, so it's the... You now have this, the Neathbow. Okay. The Neathbow, a book for children. One page is devoted to each of the colors of the Neath, which are not found on the surface. Okay, this place has different colors than up above. Return to the curator with each of the 7 impossible colors in hand. The book's pages gives you clues, but you'll need to seek far ports. Okay. Awakes Apokion. The blue of memory and brightest corals. Uh-huh. This is quite fascinating. Yeah, this is really good. Like I don't regret the choice of this game at all. This is fantastic. We will gather gossip, or can we actually ask him about the Grand Sanatorium? One hears the name whispered here and there in the arcades of Venderbite. Oh, silkskin, you don't want to know. The chuckling becomes a cough. We don't die here below, not unless we go to sea. So we needed something else, somewhere to end. Yeah, that's what I thought. See the final reward. Okay, this is for handing in all of them. Depart for now. The obsequious steward bows obsequiously. I love this. This is so good. Who's plotting what out in the tomb colonies? Along the coast of the Untersee, it's remarkably hard to die. The decrepit and nearly dead who leave London become tomb colonists, settle here in bandaged peace. But they don't give up their ties to home or their politics. You gather a haul of complex clues enough to keep your contacts in London interesting. Oh, we have a port report. Ah. Okay, this is always just the same, I guess. So this is maybe the tutorial, which we can sell once we're done reading it. Objectives and story progress are on the right hand side. Mouse over in the icon. Click on the category, see details. We are acquainted with the sisters. We have our past and our lodgings. We have the commission for the Iron Misery Company funking station that we still have to find. And our ambition, and an ancient anger knows you. So from talking with Phoebe, and our terror is reduce this with shore leave, especially in London. When you return to London after time at sea, your terror will always drop to 50. Okay, so on a scale of that, 4 isn't that bad. And our hull damage is also not that terrible. I still kind of want to see if we can make our way back to London and maybe make the run up here again later on, especially because we have one of the colonists we can pick up in London, actually. I think. And also we have used up a fair amount of fuel already, so hopefully we're not gonna get stranded out here on our way back. How far is it anyway? Should hopefully work. Hopefully. Will be a bit of an embarrassing end to this. But yeah, this is... I mean, it's a lot of information to take in initially, of course, and it's quite a lot to read and read out, which I don't mind at all, and I hope neither do you guys, because there's some spectacular writing in this. And I will get into the gameplay in the next episode or two, I think, a lot more. It'll be easier once I had an actual peek, but I sort of wanted to get into this blind. Like, I really wanted to get the first episode out with, I guess, no real foreknowledge. But this is... like, I won't start a different save game or something. I will only look at the hints and tips that the game gives you, and I won't do any exploring, so I will play this entirely blind, and when Rutherford dies I will probably start up a successor or 2 or 3, who knows. Like, it's if it is really in the spirit of a rogue-lite or rogue-like, then I would expect for one to only learn efficiency by death, sort of like death being the great teacher in Dark Souls. It's also in the roguelike genre, I suppose. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to our continued journeys. We have made it back to London. I'm surprised I'm still alive. We also have made it with fuel intact. And we're docking now. An inspection by the Ministry of Public Decency. Some things are too illegal for the Customs Service to admit the existence of. The Ministry are here looking for those. Nothing to hide. You shrug and invite them to search. Yeah. They leave scuff marks on the newly scrubbed decks and take great pleasure in tangling the rigging. They find nothing more dangerous than moldy ship biscuits. And what's this? A fine evening to you, Captain? Who are you? Collect messages. Right. Okay, Can we actually... If we quit to the title screen, I hope it preserves our progress, but I think, like, it's my understanding that it does. I will, of course, before I do this, actually read up on this by tapping out, but I will spare you my research, so thank you very much for accompanying me on my maiden voyage here, and I hope you will continue to be my shipmates. I intend to read up a little on the details of what it makes, what it takes to be a captain. So I'll see you in the next episode. And until then, I wish you well, and bye for now.